I'm student Terry Daly here with Dr. Mike Shoemaker, and we're talking about direct access today. And if you don't mind, Dr. Shoemaker, if I can ask you some questions.
I do not mind.
All right, great. So starting out very basic, what is direct access, and what are the implications it will place on the profession of physical therapy as a whole, in your perspective?
Direct access is the ability for a patient or consumer to be evaluated and treated by a physical therapist without a referral or prescription from another healthcare provider.
Mm-hmm.
Some people use the language self-referral. For example, research in other countries about direct access, they use the term patient self-referral. We don't use that terminology here as much, only because self-referral has other connotations here with regard to providers making referrals to services in which they have a financial interest, which is sort of a different thing. So, so we use direct access. The implications for the profession, I think, first and foremost, are that state law reflects that state law accurately reflects the skills and abilities and scope of training that physical therapists receive.
Mm-hmm.
So, most importantly, I think it's important that state law reflects that. Secondly, from a cost and access standpoint, with a primary care provider shortage, there's no reason that primary care providers need to triage basic musculoskeletal conditions. And also from a cost standpoint, all the data indicates, not only here in the United States, but elsewhere in other countries that utilize other healthcare systems, that outcomes are not worse, may in fact be better, and are cheaper when a patient directly goes to see a physical therapist.
Mm-hmm.
In part, I think, because physical therapists rely upon extensive history and physical examination, whereas physicians typically rely upon imaging. That's very costly and not very helpful in ultimately determining what the nature of the patient's problem is. So, in some ways, I suspect that we are more accurate in doing that, and we're lower cost providers, and we don't use expensive tests.
Mm-hmm.